so scared. We got Overboss 9 days ago, and we've played it 9 times. The boys just always want to play it. They keep beating it. What was that? What was that noise? I gotta go find it. I gotta see what's in there. I gotta go look. What was that? It was upstairs. Something was upstairs. I heard something. Oh, I gotta go. I heard something. Is that the boys? Where are they? Hang on.
Hi, this is Russ Mahoney back, this time to talk about Overboss, which is a new Kickstarter edition that we just got in, and we've been playing it a lot. As you saw in the very topical parody at the beginning of this video from a 1999 movie, which, man, that dates me, that we've been playing it a lot. We played it 9 times in the first 9 days, and the boys really enjoy it. So what is Overboss? Overboss is a tile laying game. It involves tile drafting. I'll explain what that means here, where there's a market of 4 tiles and 4 tokens on top of it with monsters, and you pick that combination and then you figure out how to place it on your mat. Every player has their own player mat. You play until everyone's mat is full, and then you score at the end. So no one gets knocked out or eliminated, and you play until the end. This plays for 1 to 5 players. I have not played it solo. We just played it as a family. It's fine with 4. I think it'd be fine with 5. Turns are relatively quick. So a game takes about 20 minutes. And but there is a little bit of setup time and there's a little bit of teardown time, which is something I'll talk a little bit about later. What mechanisms are used in part of this game? So I mentioned drafting, so tile drafting, and you grab it and you place it on your mat. So you're picking something that no one else can have. You drafted it onto your team or into your lair. There's set collection. So a lot of the tiles give you more points if you have more of them. And you also want sets of the tokens as well, the matching monsters. There are some options that have variable player powers. And so there's these boss cards that give you, once a game action that lets you break a rule, and also gives you your own kind of private scoring action. And so those are fun. We just started adding those in with my eldest, with Seaman. In terms of scoring at the end, it's good and bad. It keeps everyone engaged. It keeps everyone, no one gets knocked out of the game. But then there is this build up just to sit there and do math at the end. So again, good and bad, but I like the mechanism. I think it works well. I'm a huge fan of the theme and art style. So this is actually set in the same universe as Boss Monster and Boss Monster 2, which I have here. These games are okay, but a lot of reading, a lot of different combinations. You definitely have to be older for that. Overboss, I think, is a better game. It is more fun, and it's better for younger children. Again, D-Man, my 4-year-old, can play this game because without those boss cards, you don't have to read, and now he's learned what all the different tiles do and can play relatively well. So do I recommend this game? For kids, yes. As I said, they've loved it, and it's been fun to play with as a family. I think you can play, again, 4 or 5 up, depending on how advanced your 4-year-old is and how many other different types of game they've played. And I'm starting to, I think I've figured out a little bit more, so I'm starting to win more than win the majority of the games. But I'm also, there's ways that I can potentially handicap myself. So I've done rounds where, I only want to draft from the left side, the left 2. And so I just limit my options that I can draft every time. But the first several rounds, honestly, I was trying, and I wasn't, I didn't win until my 5th game or something like that, but then I finally figured it out. So there is some luck based on the tokens that come out, and sometimes kids can also luck into a good placement. But you can also help them out, oh, you should put that there because of this, or you should use this portal to switch this. You can definitely help them out. So what do they learn? I mean, the biggest thing at the end is math, Seaman can now, he takes part in terms of doing the math and adds it all up. So that's great. set collections, pattern creation. They're definitely learning that, and you create this beautiful board, which you'll see us playing right here, and an opponent awareness. So with drafting, it's actually good to know what your other opponents are doing. So, well, this one doesn't help me as much, but you really need this one, so I'm going to take that. So they're starting to learn a little bit of that opponent awareness. Do I recommend this for adults? We played a few games with my wife along with the kids, and it's fun. And I think this is a good gateway level game. So not overly complex that you can introduce new gamers into. And then you can make it more complicated. You can add in the more advanced tiles. You can add in the boss cards. There's also some cards that let you switch things on your board when you meet certain conditions. So it's relatively modular in that way, which is good. So you don't have to play it all, and you can add things in when you wanna spice it up a bit. In terms of modifications, I already talked about handicaps I put on myself, but the game actually does a good job to introduce it with the simple tiles. The manual does a good job of this, of saying play with these 5 tiles first, then start adding in the advanced tiles, then you can add in the boss cards, then you can add in the tile movement cards. And so the manual does a good job doing that. Games that this could lead to. There's a lot of drafting games. Sushi Go is one of them I have up there. Very similar. It's a card game, and you pass the cards around. You take one and play it, and you score things at the end. You play it over 3 rounds. Another one is King Domino, which I have here, which is another great game. I'll probably review it again in the future. And so with King Domino, again, you're drafting tiles, you're putting them on the board. These are dominoes, they have to connect. You add up all the scoring at the end. There's a lot of similarities, and the boys like that one too, as well as my wife. Other tile laying games, so Carcassonne is a similar tile laying game we've played as a family. You add up all the score at the end, and so there's a gaming term of point salad. I'll describe it here, but there's also a game called point salad, and so I think there's some similarities with that, although I actually haven't played point salad. And I already mentioned Boss Monster 2. If you really like the world and the art, you could go to that. But again, I think this is more advanced. And so I think that's it for my personal review of Overboss. And now we're going to let the boys come in, and they'll tell you what they like and don't like about it. All right, now we have the boys here to talk about Overboss. Hey boys, what is a Monster's favorite kids game?
Overboss.
Overboss is a good guess. I think it's hide and shriek. Hide and shriek?
No.
All right. So today we are going to talk about Overboss, which is back there. As I said, we got this as a Kickstarter. We played it 9 times in the first 9 days, as a family, really enjoying it. And so, C-Man, I want to ask you what you like the most about Overboss.
So there's these portals that let you move one thing to the other.
Mm-hmm.
I like those.
You like those? Gives you some power.
And you can get bands. Any type.
When you have the tokens all in a row, you get scoring for bands?
Yeah, you can.
Good.
I also like the crystals. Whatever type they are, they're 1 plus for that tile.
Yep, perfect. Jump cut. D-Man, what's your favorite part about Overboss?
Because you can switch stuff with portals.
Oh yeah.
And you can switch stuff when you pick up someone in a circle and imagine someone in a circle.
Yeah, the summoning circles are fun.
And you can get 4 points with a volcano, which matches volcano.
Cool.
That's it.
Yeah, you like the volcanoes and summoning circles. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, boys, for your review of Overboss, and we will wrap this up. This is Family Board Games. Thank you. Family Board Games. Thank you.
The
You guys
joke. That
I already said the joke. Remember how funny it was? Hide and shriek. All right, you guys want to dance?
That wasn't really funny for me. Yeah, every time you do a joke, we have no idea what you mean.
That's the dad joke. All right, Family Board Games, out.